All right, we're going to do this again. What happened was we lost connection, and I'm just going to fix this. This is Sandy Shellis, and I hope that we're going to be okay now. I'm using Barb's connection. I had it on my cell, but I am Sandy Shellis, and this is Barb Craig. And Barb is very, very knowledgeable about people are with us, about the resource-based economy and a lot of other things. And I'm just going to fix this a little bit. And what's interesting about Barb is, it's fascinating. We live in the same town, or we did, for a long time. A few blocks away from each other, and guess what? We never knew each other until the book tour that I helped set up for Claudia, and that's when Barb started to follow me. So after that, we've started to talk, and Barb has been responsible for a lot of my learning in different things like resource-based economy and the zeitgeist movement and a whole host of things I knew nothing about because Barb is the consummate researcher. Barb Craig, take it away.
Hi, I'm Barb, and like she said, we were almost neighbors, but we didn't meet until I was pushing for Bernie big time because I always felt Bernie would be a path to the resource-based economy. And so, I grew up like in Pennsylvania, and I grew up with in a way that money affected us greatly. I grew up with abuse and that, and because of that, my mom would stay because she couldn't have money, and she stayed where she could survive. Yes. And so, how many people today stay where they can survive? They stay with abusive people. Same thing like what my son's dad. I think had to do with money as well. I raised my son on my own, and that had to do with abuse and all that stuff. And through that, I learned how money affects people.
Money affects people. And that's really how you got into this whole resource-based economy. But she studied this. She studied.
So I would listen to the blog. I would listen to the blog talk shows like from Neil Kierman, V Radio, and they had other blog talk shows on it. And a lot of them are still online. You can go back and listen to them now. And
hi, Kat.
I learned, politics is not the solution because it always has to do with money, stealing somebody else's resources. They go on belief. They don't go on science or anything like that. Like a political party, I consider it almost like a cult.
Yeah. That's what we were talking about earlier.
Sorry.
Political parties as cults. And we all talk about that. Erin's here, and Kat's here, and Lori's here, and things. All these people, we always talk about this stuff because it's true. But not every party. Not the Greens.
Yeah. So I just learned that there's a better way. Like growing up, I didn't have any money, but I had a good time a lot of times because I played like in the fields, and I worked with people, people and stuff like that. And I didn't really much care about money. I really still don't, just besides survival.
Yeah. Wish a lot of people could say that, including me.
Well, what it is what got me in real activism is when I first saw the Venus Project, I was doing the alternative news kind of stuff. It's like a lot of people step their way into their activism or through the side doors.
Hi, Danielle. We're getting a nice audience.
And through side doors, I was doing .com and all that stuff, and they were kind of right wing, and it wasn't along my line.
No.
But it's still, I saw a little ad for the Venus Project on one of the pages of links I have, but it also helped me become aware of the stuff like the alternative news.
Yes,
it helped
absolutely.
me.
Well, we didn't know.
And I didn't know that, but then I was in a group that I was no longer part of, but I was with the Independent, and one of them posted the Zeitgeist movie, the original one, and that had to do with religion. And, about the history of religion. I don't want to get too much into that because there's a lot of Christians and stuff like that might argue it. and I don't want to get into that, but it led me into seeing the second movie, which talked about the money system. And the money system...
interesting. Hi, Cindy.
And then it introduced the Venus Project with Jacques Fresco. That was Zeitgeist moving for... No, that's the last movie. Zeitgeist Addendum.
You were the one that turned me on to this. I didn't know who he was. This is
Yeah.
from Barb.
My friend Kathy, actually, she lives near there, and she goes there, and she's working with the Money Free Party. In fact, they want an interview with people. So maybe you'll see her, Sandy, with interview with them.
We're jumping ahead, though,
I know,
because
I
I
know.
need to, before I interview with
Oh, well,
anybody, I have
anyways.
to learn, and this is my teacher right here.
Okay, I'm nervous.
It's all right. Don't be nervous. This
Okay.
is okay. Everybody out here is cooler than cool. Right, guys?
Okay.
Kim's here, and I mean, all the good, cool people are here.
Okay, well, the resource-based economy is sharing. People are already doing it. They've been sharing music online forever.
Yeah.
Since
How
the
many of
internet.
us share music online?
Yeah, okay. They have. They're starting to get to sharing the community gardens,
There you
stuff like Free Cycle, where people give away stuff instead of throwing it in the trash.
Free Cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was on Yahoo, but I think they're moving more to Facebook lately.
Okay.
And then there's also people that volunteer, and I understand they got enough people volunteering now they can run a whole society, and with people working.
Wow.
Yeah.
Almost like those eco villages that are starting to pop up.
Yeah,
but
that's
more
part of it.
climate. Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's part of it. People, eco-villages, people are sharing things. They would have more technology, so people would work less, and they can go to school and study what they want.
Kim says she does.
Yeah, it's just basically sharing planet-wide, because wars will not end as long as the money system and they talk about property rights. You know, like nations exist. It's not going to ever end. You can do a all anti-war march all day long, and same thing. That's kind of how I look at the protests too. They go protest and like during the weekend they go home and then everything's forgotten.
That's sort of what I've been saying, even though I took part in all these things. But Barb's been opening my eyes to a lot of different things. And I think she can open a lot of eyes because she researches. You should see the setup she's got. Oh, my God.
Oh, some of the stuff I got for free, somebody threw it out.
Very resourceful.
And I built my own computer.
Yeah, I love it.
And I buy things used and all stuff like that.
She knows how to live.
Very little money, but I do okay. And it doesn't help that I don't pay my utilities.
Well, that does help you.
Yeah, it does.
where you
Otherwise,
live.
I wouldn't have near what I have.
Well, you have what you have so you can communicate this.
Right.
And I would never have known about resource-based economy if it wasn't for you having these things that you got in this
They
way.
want the resource-based economy has everything done more like a robotic, so people don't have to work like slave. I look at a job more like a slave thing. Some people might enjoy their job. That's perfectly fine. But I look at a company by a person makes $10,000 worth of product.
We got some dumpster divers here. Yeah.
Anyways, we got a person might make $10,000 worth of product for a company. A company might give them $2,000 and keep the rest. I consider that a type of slavery. You know?
I would concede that for sure.
Yeah, and so basically resource-based economy, you work for yourself, and you would contribute to the society, like maybe work a day a week, or maybe even less, a couple hours a week,
Michelle,
but as a volunteer.
Hi, Michelle.
And so it's basically, it has to be done planet-wide, because otherwise the war isn't going to end. And so we're slowly moving to it. Excuse me, I got a cough. And I find some difficulty sometimes in the religion stuff. Like religion is supposed to be sharing, but some people have altered the religions to the point where ladies can't do things and stuff like that. So that's going to be a stumbling block.
Are you talking about like some of the where women are treated like second-class citizens?
Yeah.
Okay. well, that in a resource-based economy, I would imagine everybody's treated equally.
Right, that's supposed to be ever equally.
Okay.
Even what so-called rich people now would have better lives, because right now somebody who could cure cancer could have been died because they didn't get their medicine, or they starved to death, or they didn't get the education, and so a rich person will die from cancer because somebody poor didn't get their treatment or food or whatever they needed to survive, and education.
Tell me something about this now. How can we take the idea of the resource-based economy and grow it to move it globally? I know you said there are people that are actually starting to do this.
Well,
the Money Party. Wait, not the Money Party.
Money free.
Money Free Party, not the Money Party. Sorry. We already have the Money Party, and that's the Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Them, forget them.
So, tell us.
Oh, anyways, the transition will be difficult because I think we're already entering the transition now.
Okay.
I think the idea MMT will be helpful in order to build the resources in order to do that, to build vertical towers where you grow food inside so the land can revert back to the wild. And we don't need to use...
I like that idea.
You don't need to use chemicals to kill insects or anything. Even vegetarians, whether they know it or not, they kill animals because the farmers, you know.
Yeah.
So if they want a true vegetarian for animals, they would have to eat food grown indoors where animals won't get harmed.
Do you see that's where we're going towards?
Yeah.
You talked to me about that earlier.
Yeah, because basically they're already starting to build vertical towers and growing food. And also, like, if you see in Buffalo, like, when I was a kid, they used to pour slag into the lake.
Ugh.
And the pollution, I had asthma. I lived in Lackawanna. I couldn't breathe.
Lackawanna and Buffalo, for all of you, we are in western New York. And Lackawanna is on the lake. And it used to be a town where there were a lot of steel mills and there was a lot of pollution. And it took quite a long time to clean up. And I'm sure that both of us have lived through some of that. We have.
Yeah,
I
didn't like when I saw it. Even as a kid, I didn't like them pouring slag in.
What is slag exactly?
It's a molten, what's left over, I think. I'm not sure exactly, but it's what molten left over in the process of making steel. They used to dump it glowing. I saw the sky would be red into the lake.
Oh, my God. I didn't live here when that was going on, but you did.
Yeah.
Wow.
They were pouring in the lake and all the smog, and I lived over there, and I couldn't breathe.
So, and that has made you sort of ill to this day.
Yeah, in a way, I have a type of asthma. It's from, I have autoimmune, it's called celiac, and the diet's not working so well for me.
Celiac.
I only can eat about 4 foods.
Yeah.
I had it when I was a kid. I had it as a kid, too, when I had rashes. But I think that's what partly got me into environmental stuff, because I grew up, couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. I'd go to school. I'd be so scared. I couldn't breathe. Couldn't catch my breath.
Oh, my God. That's really scary.
I know.
I mean, how many of us have had that experience?
And it was, and you could see little clouds on Lackawanna, like around Route 5 where the steel plant was, of pollution.
Wow.
Like you see the smog.
Yep. Oh, okay, wait. Sorry.
All of a sudden I got tickles in my throat.
Oh, it's okay. We're fine. We have patience. There's a lot of nice people here that are waiting.
Okay, anyhow.
Okay.
You could see clouds of smog in the air, and it just stank, and it was really bad. I didn't like it. Then I would move back to Pennsylvania where the air was clear, and it all went away.
All went away. Wow. So anything that you experienced here from the pollution from the steel mills, she'd go to Pennsylvania, it would go away.
Yeah.
Now Pennsylvania's sort of reversing
because
they have all that fracking.
I know. That's what we got land down there. I'm afraid that there's a fracking well nearby.
Oh wow!
And we have a water well there. I don't know about it anymore. It kind of scares me. I asked somebody else how their water was, and they said it was fine.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know though. you know.
I hope it's all right. But so tell me, we've talked so many times about so many fascinating things, and I would love to see this in action. Tell me how kind of, besides planting, how would we tangibly make this kind of thing work?
Transition. Well, basically, that's why I support the basic income grant.
Okay.
And the Real Progressive, they talk about a guaranteed job.
Or job guarantee.
Yeah, job guarantee that people could stay home and take care of their families in order to have money. But in the process of doing that, we have to start building the systems like the vertical towers and slowly stop charging, so much for food.
Mm-hmm. And you showed me the indoor garden examples.
Yeah.
And as she said before, the indoor gardens that would then transition so that the land could heal itself.
Right. And I have an idea, which I'll just give a basic idea now, is I really want to kick the money prop underneath the money people, the 1%, whatever.
You tell them, what do you want to do?
I want to have something like Energy for Humanity, based on Habitat for Humanity.
Energy for Humanity.
By Jimmy Carter.
Okay.
And he's had cancer, and he was still out there building, the houses for the poor people. Yeah. How about we, have a charity like that, based on that, and then we could have crowdfunding and just start and teaching people who get the poor people, get them off the grid. They don't have to pay the bill, energy bill. Give them solar power, wind power, even geothermal.
I have a question. With that, solar and all that, the manufacturing still does involve oil and petrol. How long do you think it would take to transition into manufacturing without those
We have
materials?
to do research along those lines. That's one area I'm not an expert, but that's what the Venus Project talked is about, doing research along those lines. That's why we have to move toward, use like M&T. Do you have the money in this system? Because we got to have money in this system to do things. So we have to slowly take like steps. Otherwise, we're going to either crash and burn, and we'd be forced to do it.
Hemp. Kim says hemp, and Lori says we need to unite, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Everybody's the word, unite.
Yeah, exactly. We already are. I've talked to people, even in Red China one time.
Unite, yay!
I talked to people in Red China one time. I don't know how they found me outside of their little firewall. But I Yahoo chat somebody from Red China. So it's getting all over the place. It's getting underneath their government firewalls and stuff. Wow. People are I talked to people in Australia. When I was a kid, I thought getting a letter from Europe was some kind of miracle. I mean, I was born in the Stone Age. They were telling people how to use a rotary phone.
Now the kids don't even remember that at all. No. I know my daughter, we had a fake rotary.
Now people are talking worldwide, and now they're talking about almost like a worldwide money-free party, people.
Yes, let's get into that a little bit, because you were telling me about that, this money-free party. Let's talk about this.
Kathy Harris is putting it together for it now. It's actually a legal party in the UK.
Okay.
And they're running...
Kathy Harris?
Yeah, okay. Harris. She's the one to contact on that. Mm-hmm. She lives by the Venus Project, and she goes there.
She lives by where the headquarters,
you
mean?
In Venus, Florida.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I introduced her to it.
I know she's my friend. I haven't talked to her yet. We haven't gotten into that kind of conversation, but we will.
Yeah, in fact, they want to interview with people. So
that's cool.
Anyways, Kathy's idea was to get the local zoning laws changed to accept, the solar and stuff like that. Here, like I found out here, you're not allowed to have a wind turbine for power.
Wait a minute. My friend Sherry in Forestville just put one up. But I don't
in town
know.
of Evans, no.
Oh, not here. Not in our mall. I used to live here, but not in this town.
Community concern down the road, they have solar.
Okay.
And they say, I asked them...
starting.
Yeah, it's starting, but they're not allowed to have wind here.
No. Okay.
see, laws have to be
everything.
changed. So that's what one of the goals of the Money Free Party is, to change the laws. We have to...
Michelle says global family.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all one family.
Look how many people around the world that were helping us push Bernie in.
That's
How many
true.
times?
Remember that? When Bernie was running and how we all were like united, everybody from all over. I had people that I was talking to from every whichwhere and everywhere. Yeah, that's how I met you.
I know. And then you hear some person come along, well, mind your own business in your own country. No. I welcome you. You know, like we just live a quarter. Not anymore. I live.
I know. I used to go to Canada.
Like a mile from Canada. I live almost right on the lake shore. It's just like, so it's imaginary lines.
Do you have anybody in Canada now that is espousing the money-free party or this resource-based economy?
Yeah, there's
over the
one
border?
of the biggest, I can't think of the groups. It's called Zeitgeist Toronto.
Ah.
They're the ones that have they started tool sharing. They have, it's like a library. That's another way to do it. To get a library, everybody contribute to tools, and then people check them out like a library. You don't have to check out just books or DVDs. You can check out a car.
Wow.
That's how the resource-based economy will work on. You just check out and take it for as long as you want. If you get tired of it, you take it back, and they'll design it in a way that it will...
Who's they?
Oh, the ones, I don't know who, it's not existing yet, so that's why I say that.
So it would be like, well, what I'm saying, I think I see, it would be a different kind of integration of politics, right? Aaron loves it.
Not politics.
Well, there would be a system, though.
A system.
I mean, a system where people would be in different kinds of positions to organize the sharing.
Well, it would be like what the current library system is now.
Okay, all right.
Instead of,
makes sense.
Yeah, and you can keep the car, but
library.
right now they make things, manufacture things so that things break on purpose.
I can't believe you said that. I just was also about that with the tractors yesterday.
Yeah, planned obsolescence. There's something I can't remember what it is now.
Planned obsolescence. You guys know about any of that? Planned obsolescence? Because I've heard of it. And yesterday there was somebody talking about the John Deere tractors and how these farmers spend $250,000, but they're not theirs, because if they break, John Deere picks them up. It's their computer. It's their parts. These farmers are like beholden.
Yeah, right. To that company. Then you have like 10,000 cell phones when you really only need like one design, and you can have parts that plug in and take out the old ones and recycle them.
Yeah.
Just
Kinda
plug
like
in
the old
parts.
days.
It's like when you get a computer, it's just the motherboard. You can't take it out and do much with it. It just... They should be plugged in parts, and they should be all recyclable.
Because nobody's going to make a profit. Because everything's for the good of all of us.
It winds up in a landfill. And on top of that, it's like the Brita water filter. Once you're done with the filter, what do you do with the thing? The company should take it back and recycle it.
That's right. I get a filter called Clear Filter. I have to. And it burns me because it's all in plastic. And I know the carbon's in there, but I can't break it open to recycle the plastic.
Yeah.
And I wrote to the company, and I haven't heard from them, of course.
But the resource-based economy, you would nobody really owning anything. You would have access to everything.
Now, how really could we get this oligarchic 1%? It would almost be a class war in the country.
Actually, that's why my idea is for energy for humanity. Stop giving them the money. Stop feeding the beast.
And how are we going to do it?
Get people off the energy.
Yeah.
My idea. And energy for humanity.
Lori loves the idea. I think everybody's loving this.
Somebody could do food for humanity. They could get together, do crowdfunding, and have an actual legal charity. And there might be some make a legal charity out of it. Nothing. Nobody really get paid for it. It would be more like a volunteer basis.
What would happen to taxes?
taxes don't fund spending.
Yeah, we know, but did she? I knew that was going to come out eventually. But I mean, it's a fabulous theory and idea. But the money-free party is the party that's espousing this resource-based economy, and we're going to learn more about this because we're going to. Well, I'll probably talk with Kathy, right, about this.
Right, and
actually, more of this.
It'd be nice.
Would you like that, guys?
It'd be nice if we all go to the Venus Project and visit.
The Venus Project? Oh, boy.
You and I?
A big trip down there?
It's a long trip. I want to drive down there one time whenever I get the paintings done to do the car fund.
I want to tell everybody, Barb is an artist. I have seen her work, and it is just beautiful. She's so talented. And you see, right now, I did want to talk a little bit about that Barb does have she has a site up for donations, but because she's ill and she needs a vehicle. However, her donation site is not just saying, I would like money. She paints, and if you give a certain donation level, you get a beautiful piece of artwork, and I've seen it. Her art is just beautiful, and so I'm gonna give access to that, and we're gonna show everybody her art because Barb is unique, and there's so many wonderful people like Barb, but we just never get to see them and meet people like you. Mm-hmm. And so I was so happy.
I just learned all this the hard way in life. I raised my son on my own with my mom's help. My son's dad, he basically, he took off on me, but he grew up underneath abuse. But I think he picked the way that he would survive in a money system the best way, and I was never that way. Mm. So I've just learned, that money affects everything. Even child abuse. Like my father thought he was the one who abused me. He thought I was going to have him sue him. And he told me he did what he did because he read it in a book. So
he read it in a book.
That leads back to.
Oh God!
It leads back to.
Our computers have all kinds of things going behind us. Can you actually make that light go back on so that that helps this be actually darker. Thank you.
It's timed.
So what do you think, guys? I mean, it sounds like almost a utopian type of thing, but if we don't try different things or we don't work on different things, like I'm going to experience this money-free party. I'm going to find out all about it because it's very environmental. Everything that Barb tells me takes into consideration our environment, and go for it.
Okay, my viewpoint, if we don't do this, we're not going to make it.
No.
We're not going to. But my other viewpoint is much more positive. People want to survive.
Yeah.
And so it might get really tough, like with Trump in it, it's going to get really tough, but they will be forced to change.
Yeah.
They will be forced.
I don't know how. I mean, I want to see that.
I want
to see that bridge. I want to see this happen because I have the hopium. I take the hopium every day.
Yeah. At one time, all humans was a resource-based economy. At one time, before we started using money, it's nothing new to us.
But they did have trade. I mean, before Christ, they were trading. They were
even before
BC.
that.
Oh, before that, when we were
even
going like this.
No, after that, but after fire and stuff, farming is probably what brought in more trade. And I was doing research on how money got started. Basically, it was the kings who want to control the people that started it.
Makes sense.
They wanted
way back.
Yeah, at first they were taking cows and that from people as fines, and they found out pieces of paper were easier, and they started just forcing people to do it.
Let's see what Michelle Renee is saying. Exactly, we have to try. At the very least, we must try. Win or lose, no option, no planet B. That's right. And Marsha Quinn Norman just joined us. Marsha, this is Barb. She's fascinating. Barb is a researcher extraordinaire. I've learned so much from her since we've talked, and I hope you go back and watch from the beginning.
Yeah, my belief, I'm about the weather or stuff like that. To me, it can go either way, but it doesn't really matter. We have to get off oil.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter.
Everybody here knows that one.
It doesn't really matter, because I first started really becoming active for resource-based economy and stuff is when the BP oil started going, and I posted on it constantly. That was almost all I did. And through that, I learned, I started expanding more and more. And then I helped Occupy. I actually took stuff down to Occupy Buffalo. And then I watched Obama and them. They planned on, and they watched them beat them up and destroy. In the middle of the night while everybody's working.
Thank you, Marcia.
No, I mean everybody's sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
They did it in the middle of the night so nobody could see it.
Oh, the fighting, the beating up in the
tearing
Occupy?
down the camps and everything. And I found out that they
you were disillusioned then with the
right then
president.
Yeah, right then, and then I kind of knew the I forgot the one in North Dakota.
Yeah,
I kind of knew that wouldn't work either, because Occupy, same thing.
Because the oligarchy.
Yeah,
because of the people that are behind everything.
The money comes in, they mow them over, and they don't care. They don't care. I watched the movie The Short the other day.
Short?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a movie called The Short. It was on Netflix.
All right.
And I watched it because I was kind of curious, because it didn't totally affect me, but it did somewhat. These people don't care. They just see it as dollar signs and making money. And they don't. Some people in the movie actually did quit doing it because they said, "Oh, these people represent people. People will die from this."
Wow. And
the same thing would happen, kind of like when Bernie kind of gave up. People did commit suicide too.
There's statistics on that.
I don't know the statistics, but I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure because they're so much despair.
Yes. Let's see. The Big Short. Lori was saying that when Occupy happened, it happened in Youngstown, where she is, in Ohio.
Yeah.
And a new tent where we were set up. Oh, we had bought a new tent where we were set up, and they raided it.
Yeah.
Lori.
They did. Most of them did in the middle of the night. And Buffalo at the time, they were leaving it alone. Buffalo lasted longer than most. But what happened?
I remember it. I just was working all the time. I wasn't involved.
I know. I
know you were.
But what happened is about the time the governor promised $1 billion to Buffalo, then all of a sudden Occupy in downtown was destroyed. And so I think it was kind of a bribe.
Oh, really?
It's just my pet theory.
Well, yeah, but it sounds plausible.
Yeah.
It's gone. You want the money? We're going to get rid of those rabble-rousers. I remember when they were there. I remember the whole thing going, yeah, but I had to go to work every day.
Yeah, then you heard about the $1 billion. It happened about the same time. And it's not just,
the Buffalo billion, kind of.
Yeah. And then not just that. My son recently, his girlfriend, they lost an apartment. The rents have gone so high. There's like $1,000. I heard it's up to $5,000
in Buffalo.
Yeah,
in our little shitty city. But they are trying to make it a nice city. But it's not San Francisco. I mean, to have those kind of rents, where are you supposed to live?
That's where the rents are going. That's why I can't move from here.
Erin's saying they want to criminalize everything, so they can steal. Is that right, Erin? Well, that's how Barb feels, and I'm inclined to, agree. I mean, that I do a lot of my climate and research stuff, but this is helping me.
I know. Basically, they make the small person a criminal. They have to follow their ethics rules and that. But Hillary can go and get money and break the laws from Saudi Arabia, her foundation, the emails. They can walk away of anything. So money is not the big equalizer, it's a big unequalizer.
And hence resource-based economy.
That's the big equalizer. People wouldn't own stuff. They would have access, like the land in Pennsylvania. Eventually, you can keep the land for as long as your family wants it, but eventually your family's not going to use it anymore, so somebody else would take it over.
Take it over?
It's like your home.
Yeah, but you lose it if you don't pay your taxes.
No, there's no taxes in a resource-based economy.
Right.
No money.
That would be... Wow. I think it's very interesting.
It's just basically sharing.
So where do we go from here? Because this is part one. I mean,
We
think
have to start building the plans. Like my idea for energy for humanity is a step. The food for humanity, community gardens, sharing things, giving stuff away. Don't charge things for everything. This system makes people me only. That's my word for it. Me only. The Republicans, they're still thinking in the dinosaur age where
I agree.
It's me only. And it just like, it forces it. It's just like, I've been here how many years? I don't have hardly any friends around here because they're all too busy keeping things
working
going.
Like I was.
Yeah.
But also I have to say, I was down the road. You know, I wanted the things. I had the hot tub and all. And did it make me happy? Really, ultimately, no.
So basically,
this makes me happy.
Basically, even families have to charge each other. They have to. Sometimes they have to let if somebody needs help. I let my son take back Russ a whole full car for a year so he could get to work because he had to pay so much child support. He couldn't live. He was taking home $100 a week. He couldn't live on that. So,
Lori, what is Lori saying? Plug for a new documentary on West Virginia coal mining industry. It's called Blood on the Mountain. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Because she's seen everything.
No, not that one, but I know about mountaintop removal, which is bad.
Oh, yeah. That's terrible. And there's no clean coal. Not when you're taking mountaintops off. No,
I know, and I don't like what Trump's doing, but I almost threatened to vote for him once because she was cheating so much, you know?
Yeah. But you probably did, and I can imagine you were with all the rest of us and the Green movement. Yeah,
we really did keep her out. We really did keep her out.
Wow.
Anyway,
look what we got, though. He is destroying the environment.
No, actually, he's going to speed up. Actually, he's going to speed up the way to the resource-based economy.
You think?
Yeah, we have to walk through the bad stuff, so we have to get to the bad stuff to get to the good stuff.
Well, it's pretty bad what
I know it's bad. I know it's bad, but it's going to go bad no matter what. Even with her, eventually it might have slowed it down some, but it will still went the same way eventually.
You know, that's what a lot of people were saying.
There's no way around this. Unless we all volunteer together and start sharing together overnight and start building.
What do you think, guys? Yeah? You like?
Oh,
like what you're hearing.
The movies that I recommend watching would be Zeitgeist Addendum.
Okay. Zeitgeist Addendum.
Zeitgeist Moving Forward. They're on Netflix. And I think Paradise or Oblivion. They're all on YouTube, too. And
okay, because I don't have Netflix, but...
Yeah, and Peter Joseph, he's coming out with another one. It's called Inner Reflections by the end of this year, I think, or early next year.
So basically, when we're done, I still have to go home tonight, guys, and I won't be able to get links up for a while because I will be in transit and I'm going somewhere else. But we'll try to get a lot of this stuff out and share it and check it out.
It's up to us. The 1%...
Tell them.
It's up to us to change things. It's nothing to do. We're the ones really in charge. They just got the people brainwashed that they have no power. If everybody gets together, like that one cartoon where a whole bunch of people's on it and one person making a speech at the end, and if they moved, that he would fall off a cliff. That's how it really is.
So we do have the power. We just don't know it.
Yes. Yeah. So basically, we work together, and what. I talked to even some Republicans, and they're really not not the extreme ones.
Yeah. Oh, if you get not the Tea Party.
No. If you get to education, they actually agree with a lot of this stuff, like what Bernie found.
And they didn't want war either.
No.
They voted for Trump because they thought he was not going to go to war.
It's the brainwashing through the TV. You know.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to do this again because I think. Do you want to? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say education's vital. Proper education, not the brainwashing stuff out there. I even think Bernie's brainwashed. Why he says about Syria and stuff like that and Russia. I think he might actually believe that stuff and he don't know any better. because he doesn't do enough of his own research. He might rely on somebody else to do it for him.
Wow, that's fascinating. It's not what I thought.
No,
Lori,
I'm not
she
saying.
says we outnumber them.
Yes.
So what do you think, Barb? I think we're going to continue this with the next one we're going to talk about. I think we'll talk about the money party and get more information on the money party. And Barb and I will talk some more about links and all, but what would you like to say in closing?
Well, just everybody work together in education and somehow break the brainwashing of the mainstream news. You know, and it's not, and teach people it's not like the 1880s where people have to work and you know, at a job and stuff like that. As technology marches on, technological unemployment is going to get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
So that's why we need basic income grant and job guarantee, you know, and MNT.
We'll bridge it. That's what.
Yeah, it's a bridge. Basically, MNT, the government creates the money.
That's why my back is killing me.
The government creates the money in the first place. I talked to somebody at a food bank one time, and they think the money came from the corporations, and like the corporations make the print the money out or put the digits into the computer. No, they don't. So the government creates the money.
Yeah, here we go. You're right. Well, does anybody have any questions for Barb before we go? I have to sit down low because my back is absolutely killing me. Do we have questions?
I didn't realize how tall she was either.
I'm only 5'3", but the thing was, I put on like a pair of heels today. Wait, I never do. Like, I don't ever wear heels, but I thought I wanted to, you know, I get out of the house, I want to dress up a little bit. Let's see if we have any questions. Like, I never, you know, you guys know where I live in the middle of nowhere, but... Okay, well, okay. See, please come back, Barb.
Thank you.
I told you you'd be on hit.
I'm starting to get used to. You know, as soon as I get used to it, my throat started not so bad.
You're all right. You're all right. Well, as long as nobody has any questions, thank you so very much.
We just got to share. That's all there is. I don't see no harm in sharing music.
No.
Once the idea is out in the public,
we're getting all the hearts. I love it.
Once the idea is out in the public, it belongs to everybody. You really can't own an idea. There's nothing new under the sun, as they say. Somebody thought of it sometime sooner or later.
Oh, and that's something we're going to talk about, what you and I talked about with the sun and the polar.
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing.
This
woman knows everything.
I got trolled about that last time.
But we're not going there now. We're not going to go there now because she's going to research more of it for us. So I'm going to let everybody go. We're getting all the hearts and all that. And
I just want people to start working together and get people to realize we're not going to go back to the 1800s. The technology is going to march on, and we're moving to stage 0 society to stage 1, which is I like pre-Star Trek type. Pre-Star Trek, we don't have the warp drive. But they're working.
We don't have the warp drive.
They're working on it.
All right.
They are working on it. They got an idea how it works.
Okay. Well, I'm going to let everybody go.
I like
Thank
science.
you so much. You love science, but thank you. And is there one last thing you want to say to all the audience out there?
I guess that's about it.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay.
This was really good. I'm so happy because we've been talking for quite a while, and I finally made it over here. So, everybody, thank you for joining us. Lori, Erin, Kim, all of you guys, thank you. And we will march on and move on. And I got to shut this thing off. So take it easy, guys. Wait, what do I always do? Do it with me. Peace. Okay. Bye, guys.